Okay. Mr. and Miss Haskins, this is your case. You have the burden to prove damages and that Ms. Mott Staria is responsible for those damages. So you may begin. Are you going to be testifying? Are you going to be calling any witnesses, or it's just going to be your own testimony with documentation that I see you possibly have? Do you have copies for Ms. Mott Staria?
Yes, I do.
Okay, excellent. Do you have copies for the court?
Sure do.
Excellent. Okay, you may begin. Who is going to speak first? Ms. Haskins.
We're here because of damages to our property. Ms. Mott continues to frequently go to the property, even after asked not to go there. She was served with a writ of assist. And so we would like money for the damages of the property because we can't take this anymore. And how is it that a writ of assist, how does that not keep her off our property?
Well, that's not a restraining order.
Okay, well, that's what'll be next then.
This isn't your average sentencing today. A father faces judgment for an act that left his own daughter injured. The courtroom is silent, the judge's eyes locked in, and you can feel the tension crawling up the walls. Every detail of the charges hits like a gut punch. Family, betrayal, and a single violent moment. This case is about to get raw.
Okay, so, but because she's not living at the property anymore, correct? She's not there?
Correct.
Okay, and so Ms., do you want to be Mott, Staria?
Mott's fine.
Ms. Mott. Do you agree with any amount of damages?
Your Honor, honestly, any damages that were acquired throughout the 4 years I had lived there, they were not signed over the house up until sometime last year. And there were no damages after the house was signed to them.
And
and so
honestly, if I don't know how it was assigned, and I'll get into that, but let's just say that it was all done properly and legal, like they received it they either purchased it or they got it from an inheritance or something of that nature. All of that passes to the new owners, okay?
Yep.
So 4 years, and so you say there were some damages, but do you stipulate or agree to any amount of damages?
And nothing that they have stated, no.
I know, and I'm asking, do you agree with anything? Do you say, yes, I agree that I damaged a door. The door I agree at least $100. Is there any amount or any damages that you stipulate and agree to?
There was a window in the first year that their son and I were dating that I had broke because he had locked me out of the house. Anyways, that's beside the point. But I had offered to replace it. I offered to replace the glass in it, but then it turned out that the window frame was thrown away, I was told.
The prosecution wastes no time, every sentence sharp, every accusation cutting deeper. They lay out a history that suggests this wasn't an isolated slip, but a dangerous pattern. The judge's expression doesn't flinch, but you can tell she's taking in every word. Each fact lands heavier than the last, setting the stage for a punishment that could change everything.
And so then Jordan had just replaced it with one of the interior windows because there's kind of like a 3 seasons porch. And he told me just not to worry about it. And otherwise I found a new window for it and I was willing to replace it.
Who's Jordan?
That's my boyfriend. That's who owned the home. I don't know. He signed a quit claim deed.
Okay.
Last year, and
Jordan is your boyfriend.
Correct.
And Jordan is their son.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's the only reason I still go to the house is to see him.
Oh, he still lives there?
Oh yeah, he's lived there the entire time.
Okay. So this is making it very confusing and very difficult. It's going to be very difficult for you.
Well, maybe we should enlighten you a little bit because she is not even supposed to be there with him. And it's court ordered by that.
Oh, you have a
On his
restraining order.
end.
Stop.
Sorry.
You have a restraining order that says she's not to go to the property. The writ of
No.
assist doesn't count.
She pretty much claimed that Jordan beat her up. And so he has a thing that they can't even be together.
That,
His parole officer says he
Ms.
can't even be
Haskins, so
there.
you can understand, that doesn't help you or your case. That
Mhm.
doesn't mean that she can't go to the property. So that's too bad, so sad. He's the one who's risking the criminal prosecution if that's the case. He is. She's
Right.
not restrained from going to the property. There is nothing legally binding her from not going to the property or going
I
to
have
the
the
property.
paperwork filled out. We will
Okay.
be filing that then.
But
So what does an ejection mean then, Your Honor?
she was evicted from the property.
Okay,
Okay, so she's no longer able to live at the property
okay.
and pay rent. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, though, so you can understand the law. If Jordan says, hey, my girlfriend Victoria, come on and move in with me, he can do that. Okay, so he can do that. You as landlords,
Then the defense fires back, determined to rewrite the story. They paint him as a flawed man, yes, but one who lost control for a moment, not a menace to society. Okay. Their words aim straight for the judge's sense of fairness. It's a desperate tug-of-war, and the outcome hangs on which version of this father she chooses to believe.
over Jordan, need to yourselves with Jordan have a lease that prevents something like that. Right now, I don't have anything that says that even is the case, okay? So right now, I am going to tell you, you can present your case. You have a very difficult case to prove, okay? Because Jordan lives there. So it's not like you evicted everybody out of the property to assess anything. There's no way for you to prove. I mean, you may prove. I'll listen and I'll hear whether or not Jordan did it, whether or not Victoria did it, how the damage occurred, because somebody is still living in that property. Somebody who has lived in the property the entire time and still remains at that property,
He
okay?
didn't live there the entire time
But he moved in at some point in time, correct?
after she was evicted out.
Did he live there prior to?
Your Honor, he wasn't supposed to be there, but he was there more than he wasn't. The only days he wasn't there was when he had his child. And so he moved his belongings out for the time being. But the second that you had evicted me, he was right back into the house. You know, like he moved all of his belongings back to it, even though he was still staying there with me.
Okay, so I can understand. He didn't live with you in that house?
No, so when him and I started seeing each other, he owned the house. Him and his ex-girlfriend had purchased the house together. He just signed the quitclaim deed after they bailed him out of jail last year because that was the terms. They told him that they would not bail him out unless he signed a quitclaim deed.
No, that was not it.
Okay, so I need to wrap my head around.
I know,
all that's
sorry.
happening. So 4 years ago, so we're talking 2019,
Yes,
Jordan owned the house.
yes.
And
The taxes and everything are still in his name as far as I know, the mortgage, all of it.
The judge steps in and the entire room changes. Her questions slice through the legal arguments, her tone unshakable. T. You can almost hear the clock ticking down to the decision. Okay. Everyone is on edge, watching. Her every move, knowing that the sentence is no longer a question of if, but how severe.
No, they're not.
well, again, stop. If the more you bicker,
Oh,
the
sorry.
more I'm going to say dismissed and
Right.
go away.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
So it's not a fighting between you, the both of you. That's not what this is. Okay. And what I'm hearing is there's an issue with Jordan too. Okay. You're his
Wow.
parents. He's living at the house. Perhaps this is an issue to take care of with Jordan.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Also,
We are.
yes.
We are.
Now, Jordan owned the house and he claimed it to you
Mhm.
in what year?
2022.
2022. And what month?
4.
April?
Yep.
2022. And then with whatever happened, and I don't know, I just recall what happened in the eviction. The eviction was filed November 2022, and she was evicted in December of 2022. Okay. But, so Ms. Mott,
Mhm.
Jordan owned the home in 2019. When did your relationship start?
In 2019 is when we started seeing each other. I don't know the year him and Courtney purchased it. I think he was only there about
I don't care about that. I just want to know.
2 years prior to that. So I'd say 2017 is when he purchased the home. So after about 2 years, that's when I had moved in with him.
In 2019?
Correct.
So he lived in the home in 2019.
Yes.
He owned the home.
Yes.
It was his home,
Yes.
and you moved in with him. Okay. All right. So you moved in with him 2019. And did you have a lease?
No, never.
And when they acquired the property in 2022, April, did you have, I can't recall off the top of my head. Oh, that's right. This was the ejectment because this did not involve a lease.
Yes.
So this was your like, we now own the property. She's the girlfriend. We don't like what's happening there. We want her out of the property. She was ejected from the property
Correct.
because there was not a lease. There was not any
Correct.
rental amount owed. There wasn't a security deposit. There was no decisions or agreements with regards to utilities, anything of that nature. It was simply, you now own the house. You approved Jordan to continue to live at that house, but not Ms. Mott.
Correct.
Because it sounds like there's hostility. And I don't know if it's just, I know that they have their issues and that's being handled in court in other matters, but hostility with you and Ms. Mott, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. All right, now we're up to speed. No lease, and this was simply an ejectment, so there was no agreement between you, the Haskins, and Ms. Mott as to anything relating to the property. Correct?
Correct.
All right. So, Ms. Haskins, so tell me why you think Ms. Mott is responsible for any damages.
Because she has her dogs and still there and they're pooping all over the floors.
Again,
and she
you
doesn't
understand, I'm gonna stop you.
No.
You have no authority, nothing over Ms. Mott, okay?
Okay.
None of that. Jordan lives there. Jordan, you have whatever agreement you have with Jordan. Jordan can have the mafia king over if he wishes. Jordan can have a cocaine party and do all of these things if he wishes, unless you say no as landlords, okay? He can do all of the things. He can invite people that you don't care about, you don't like, you don't get along with, his choice. And if you as landlords choose, you don't like that, you can evict Jordan. But right now, I don't see that she's a guest, okay? Jordan's guest. Okay, so your issue is with Jordan. All right? So why do you think she is responsible for damages?
Because she's the one that did the damage. Because she's the one that did the damage.
Okay, so
And she was living in the house when Jordan got kicked out, when some of the damages occurred.
okay, so let's talk about from April, because that's all you have, okay? You can't go back now though, because now I heard all of the history of these things.
Yep.
You can't go back any further than April, whatever date in April of 2022. What damages occurred from that date up until, not until today? Just what damages are you aware of or do you think that she had caused?
A door.
a door.
3 doors.
And
Yes,
so, okay, so I'm just gonna have you list out what you think she damaged. And then, yeah, Mr.
Can I
Haskell,
speak, please?
you may.
3 doors got pried with a pry bar, broken open, the door jambs are broken.
The gavel comes down figuratively and emotionally. The judge delivers the sentence with precision, each word falling like a stone. The father stands still, his face showing the weight of what he's just heard. It's final. Done. If this left you hooked, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready for the next courtroom showdown.